All right, YouTube, here we are. We're gonna figure out if vinegar really does work in one day to quote unquote eradicate poison ivy, like I saw on a video just a few minutes ago. So the mixture is 20% vinegar to water, 1:4 ratio. So here we are. It's a 2-gallon sprayer. We're at a gallon, and I've got a couple partial bottles of vinegar here. So if I could fill it up to the 1.5 gallon mark, I'll fill it up to 2, because that means I put a half a gallon of vinegar in, and that would be a 20% mixture for 2. But we'll see. I just don't know how much vinegar I have. Which I'm thinking half a gallon of vinegar is an awful lot. But here we go, folks. Filling it up. I think we're gonna get it. There it is. Half a gallon. Now I can top this off with water, which I'm gonna go do, and then we'll show you what we're spraying and we'll get to it. All right, so we got our mixture all mixed up in our 2-gallon sprayer. This is the area which we're going to be spraying. There is a lot of poison ivy / oak in this area. It is where I keep my bees. There was 2 hives over here. And what I did last year is I got some fencing kind of around there, and these cattle panels here, is I put my goats in here and they cleared it all out. But it's really a pain in the butt to do that. I gotta drag them over here, close them in. They get out half the time. I guess I'm gonna try this way. We're gonna see how cost effective, how sustainable, and how well it works. So let's get to it. Find out if this YouTube concoction works or doesn't. And I'm gonna spray this whole 2 gallons. And they say that this kills everything, but I don't care. I want everything out here to be dead. So that's fine. Perfectly fine with me. I gotta adjust my sprayer here. And that's probably not sprayy enough. Not either. Yeah, that looks good. So now we're getting a better stream. Well, that's about the gist of it. 2 gallons. So half a gallon of vinegar makes 2 gallons. And we're just about done. So now I'm not expecting this to kill everything that I sprayed back here in this area, but I sprayed over here up to the barrel, that whole area there, back to my beehive, and all this area right here. Pretty decent amount of area. Again, we'll see how well it does. Like, the video that I watched says it eradicates poison ivy in a day. So it's about 7 o'clock in the afternoon, nice and cool. It shouldn't have evaporation problems. And we'll come out here and see what it looks like in the morning, because I need to do a hive inspection on those bees over there. So see you in the morning. All right, good morning. It is 12 hours plus after the vinegar experiment. Here we are the next morning, and I'm not too impressed. So we're either going to have to expect a miracle within the next 12 hours, or we're going to have to call this vinegar weed killer a bust. Some of these looking slightly wilted, but there's no yellowing, there's no dying. I mean, slight yellowing on a few in here, maybe. But again, I sprayed this whole area, and it doesn't look like anything has gone down. So I find this a lot with homemade recipes I find on YouTube. They just don't always work as advertised. So I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. We're gonna give it another 12 hours, see what happens. I don't know, I might actually take 100% vinegar and pour it on something just to see if that kills it, because the 20% watered down vinegar is not very impressive. So I'll check back in with y'all later. Shoot, dang, I just said y'all. Oh man, it's all downhill from here. All right, here we are back out at the vinegar weed killer test. And as you can see, it hasn't done a darn thing. I feel like I just wasted a half a gallon of vinegar. So yeah, because nothing's dead, nothing's yellow, it's just all still here. So I mean, there was some slight yellowing, I guess, but it didn't so it certainly didn't eradicate poison oak or poison ivy in a day. In 24 hours, it's been like 4 days and nothing died. So that vinegar, 20% vinegar recipe is a no-go in my opinion. If you've had different experience with that, let me know. I'd like to use it. It's a sustainable product. Hey everybody. So I was about to end that video and call that vinegar weed killer bunk or not true. As you saw, I took regular household 5% acidity vinegar, and I sprayed this whole area back here, because eradicate poison ivy or poison oak in 24 hours was the video that I saw on YouTube. And that's why I make these videos, because as a homesteader, I watch a lot of YouTube to learn a lot of stuff, because we don't know everything. And I wanted an organic weed killer. I needed to get rid of some poison ivy. I did it exactly the way I saw it, and the results are right there. It didn't work. So I was like, this is ridiculous. This doesn't work. This is a waste of my time, waste of my money. But then before I ended this video, I went online and I started looking, and there are hundreds and hundreds of videos and lots of information about how good vinegar is as a weed killer. So I'm thinking, did I do something wrong? Is it me? So we're going to revisit it today. But we're going to do two things. So I found a recipe. It wasn't just vinegar and water. So what I used in the video that you just saw was 5% vinegar diluted down 20%. So yeah, I can't do that mental math in my head, but you know, the 5% vinegar mixed with water. So it was 20%, 5%, 20% of 5% vinegar in water. I don't know why I can't figure that out. But anyways, it was a half a gallon of vinegar in 2 gallons of water. That's what it was. And it didn't do not a darn thing. And just to confirm that, it's been, I don't know, a month since I made that video. I don't know, maybe less. And this is the area that we're talking about. This is it, back here. Okay. There is some slight discoloration on some of these leaves, but there is nothing dead. And it was supposed to eradicate in 24 hours. Anyways, enough of that. I digress into things that don't matter. So today, we're going to try two things. I found a recipe online: vinegar, salt, and soap. Gallon of vinegar, cup of salt, tablespoon of dish soap. So we're going to reduce that into 32 ounces, a quarter of a gallon, and we're going to mix it up and we're going to try that. We're also going to just spray on 100% of the 5% household vinegar. And we're going to pick two sections and we're going to do them both and we're going to see how it works out. Now, the appeal to me for vinegar is it's organic and it's sustainable. You can make your own vinegar at home. I don't know how to do that. Someday I'm going to figure it out. But that's the appeal to me. I'm pretty sure, my gut feeling is that the 100% of the 5% household vinegar is probably going to kill stuff. But I really don't want to be buying pure 5% vinegar and just putting a spray bottle. And, you know, I don't feel like that's good for large areas. It's just not cost effective. So I'm hoping that the other mixture, and I'm going to reconfirm that recipe because something doesn't seem right. I think I forgot water in there. Or I will clarify that recipe now as I make it. And we're going to see. We're going to see how it all turns out. Stand by. Okay, something that I learned while doing some research for this video, which I suppose we should all do before we just take anybody's advice off of YouTube like I did, is that it's the acetate in the vinegar that is the actual killer. Now, the two mixtures that I'm doing, 100% household vinegar and the salt and soap. The salt and soap is really just to make the vinegar stick onto the leaves. It's an adhesive, I guess, or just makes it stick on there. So I'm not really expecting very different results from these two items. I suppose the thing about it is when I saw the video, eradicate poison ivy in 24 hours with this vinegar mixture, and he's using a 20% of household vinegar, I was like, wow, that's pretty good. But I'm using 100% of household vinegar, 5% acid or whatever. It's just disappointing to have videos out there that aren't necessarily true. So we'll see how this works out. I'll put my final thoughts at the end of the video, and I would appreciate any comments down below about some cost-effective organic weed killers. Okay, so left-hand side, just wanted to show you See how shiny it is? Yes, I sprayed it with vinegar. So this pretty much section right in here. So it's probably like a 6 foot by 6 foot, maybe a little bit more. Section of just straight 5% vinegar. So let me make the mixture for this other side and then we'll do this other side. Got our salt. Got our soap. Let's get our vinegar. Let's go down here and pour it. I'll make a mess all over the old school washing machine. Okay. Lid on. Let's get to mixing this up. All right, bonus footage. Check this out. So this is where I planted my cucumbers, and I guess it's my garden, but the weeds are just outgrowing my garden, and weeding this is just a pain in the butt. I can't get any really tools in here. So we're gonna go ahead and give this organic weed killer kind of a test run by my cucumbers here. Getting a little overspray there. You don't really want that. See what this does here. This helps this out because this is kind of a pain in the butt to weed in here. Yeah, I'm kind of running out, but anyways, we'll see how this does. I'm running out of my mixture. All right, see how that does. All right, let's check out and see how our vinegar mixtures did. Oh, we got some death. We have some death, ladies and gentlemen. That looks like it's dying. And we got a lot of browning of those leaves. So now it has been 2 days since I sprayed this, and we've got some browning of the leaves on the right hand side. If you remember, the right hand side was the vinegar, salt, and soap mixture. This was the straight 100% vinegar side over here. And we also have some slight browning of the leaves. It looks like the salt and soap side did a lot better than the 100% vinegar. However, we did not get, ground clear status in 24 hours. However, this side does look pretty decent for an organic weed killer. But okay, so there was one more area in my garden that I sprayed with the vinegar, salt, and soap mixture, and it was this. So as you can see, some of the leaves have browned. It's kind of set the plants back a little bit, but it's also not killing them as compared to, let's say, the other side or any of those. So there you have it. Okay, so in this humble homesteader's opinion, is vinegar a viable weed killer? I don't know. Here's the facts. Will it kill? Yes. Is it very effective? No. Is it sustainable? Yes. Is it organic? Yes. Is it cheap? Probably not. There might be a place for it in my garden, but as far as eradicating weeds or eradicating poison ivy, like the video that I watched in 24 hours, the vinegar mixture is not going to cut it, in my opinion. However, there might be a place for it. Let's say, for example, taking a look at this bed right here, where we're getting these little weeds that are just popping up around my zucchini. I might be able to spray these, spot spray those, and keep them down and not give them a start. But for anything with a taproot, anything that's established or a more vigorous type weed, the vinegar is just not going to do it. So I hope you got something from this video. It is what it is. It is the truth. There's no sensationalism here. Vinegar works, kind of. It's not the greatest, but take from it what you will. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you gained some knowledge. Thanks for watching. See you next time.